The pleasure of music comes from memory. You know, when we hear music that we recognize, it gives us that feeling, whatever we felt, you know, when we listen to that music by ourselves or with someone or maybe in a movie. And that's where the power of music is. So you want to create memories even by, you know, just creating some similar things. And then when you just think it's gonna be the same, you give a little bit of something different. And that's where that pleasure of music is, memory with some new element to keep it fresh and interesting. Welcome back to Live, Love, Piano. This is the continuation of our series on rhythm. This is Rhythm 104. If you haven't watched the other videos, I highly suggest that you go back to them and watch them. Especially you're kind of new in piano or music. It's going to help you to really understand the terminology and then also how we got here. Also, an important thing is that we're going to use a resource that we used from Rhythm 102. This is the rhythm practice we did. And in today's video, that's going to be the main resource that we're going to use. It's going to be the last page, which is from 3.1 to 3.7. So the link is below. So if you don't have the resource, you can download it and you can continue to watch this video. Hi, this is Kristina. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you like my teaching, please check out my course, Simple and Beautiful Piano for Adult Beginners. In Rhythm 102, I helped you to understand how to interpret rhythm and practice rhythm. So hopefully that was all good and made sense to you. But one of the things that students have hard time is moving from purely rhythm to rhythm with notes, rhythm with like pitches. And when we have rhythm patterns with pitches, they are melody. Like the rhythm can be just simple as ba, 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 ba. But if you have notes on it, we can go ba, 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 ba. And that's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Or if we go ba, 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 that's Ode to Joy. When rhythm and pitches marry each other, we get something called a tune or melody. And so today we're just going to use the same rhythm exercise to move into making it more melodic. And you can say that this is the beginning of your composition using rhythm template. Empowering people and students to make their own music is something that I feel very passionate about. So even though I'm teaching you various different skills, my desire to have you also make your own music is going to be just part of what I do. So let's start with 3.1. 3.1, let me just vocalize the rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba, 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 ba. Now what you can do from that point on is just to play that rhythm on the piano. Just pick any key. I'm just gonna choose C because it's actually already C on the music. You can choose any notes, but let's say it's ba 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 ba. See, that's just that rhythm on one pitch, one note. We want to move beyond that. Okay, so how can you do that? I suggest a few different ways of trying this out. If you feel comfortable just free playing, go for it. You can use one finger or multiple fingers. Why don't I just use one finger and demonstrate? And I'm gonna use just two notes, C and D. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play that again. I hope I remember. Just using multiple fingers so that it sounds more musical. So here it is, our melody. And another thing you can do is to just have your hands in a 5-finger scales position, and don't worry about moving your hand around, and just create melody using different notes that are in that 5-finger scale. So since we're already in that C position, let me make up something from there. This time I'm gonna start from the highest note, which is G. That's kind of like a skipping movements. How about if I'll start from the second note, D. Now you can do that in minor too. So all you have to do to make this into minor is to make the middle note or the third note half step lower. So now we have these notes. And I'm gonna try to remember what I did. I don't know if I'm gonna remember it or not, but I'm just gonna try to do the same thing in minor. I don't think it was the same thing, but you get the point. All right. So why don't I just kind of go through 3.1 until 3.7, just give you like one example. And what I want you to do is to just try this out. Yeah, try to make a little song, a little melody using that same rhythm. Okay. So 3.2. I'm gonna just use my right hand and I'm gonna stay in 5-finger positions, major and minor, just so that you can also see how you can use the 5-finger scales that I've been talking a lot about in practicing rhythm and also composing. Okay, so I'm gonna go to G position for 3.2. Ba 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 ba. .3. So I'm gonna do G minor this time. So ba 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 ba. I've been playing the piano for a very long time, right? So I have these ideas of how melodies work. And you might not have that. So just explore. And as you get comfortable with the process, try to listen to what you're making and try to make it sound like something that you can sing. So that's the key in melody making. And melody making is a hugely important skill in music composition and songwriting. I mean, melody is what defines music. That's the thing that you get your copyright on. There's no copyright on chord changes or harmony. It's the melody that you have your copyright. So this is just a great way to practice starting your own compositions. Okay, so 3.4. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. So when you have a rhythm like this, and I ask students to, make a melody, they hear that rhythm, so they go, it becomes like too rhythmic, not as melodic. So one of the challenges for you to think in more singable, melodical, more smooth and legato ways. Yes, we can have music that's very detached and staccato, which means like short, but because you've done that rhythmic practice already, I would encourage you to make something that's smooth. Okay, so let's do 3.4. We have a lot more notes because we have the 8th notes, and the key is not to overcomplicate it. Don't try to do something fancy. Okay, so I'm gonna just do D minor, all white keys again. And I'm gonna just use limited number of notes. Let me make another one in D minor. When you listen to some of these things that I'm making, you can hear that, like usually it's a tweak. That second part is a little bit of a tweak. I'm not trying to do something new for every measure. And that's what makes good music. The pleasure of music comes from memory. You know, when we hear music that we recognize, it gives us that feeling, whatever we felt, you know, when we listen to that music by ourselves or with someone or maybe in a movie. And that's where the power of music is. So you want to create memories even by, you know, just creating some similar things. And then when you just think it's going to be the same, you give a little bit of something different. And that's where that pleasure of music is, memory with some new element to keep it fresh and interesting. Okay, so now we're gonna do 3.5. So that's ba 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 ba. So I'm gonna do F minor. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of minors, but you know, I noticed that a lot of people like minors. I like minors too. Okay, so I'm gonna do F minor. Okay, so these are my notes. And if you pay attention to it, measure 1, 2, and 4 were exactly the same. It's just the third measure that was different. And another tip on melody writing on that, usually it's the third phrase that is the most different. We can see that in the case of happy birthday to you. And then the second phrase is just a little bit different, happy birthday to you. And then the third phrase is a lot different. Happy birthday, dear Kristina. And then the last one is different because it's ending. Happy birthday to you. So that's something that you can keep in mind. And then if you look at just the template that I made for you, I try to kind of keep that musical tendencies in these templates, in these exercises, because I want you to get used to them. I want you to understand how music moves. Okay, so now let's do 3.6, and I should do a major, I think, for this one. 3.6, ba, 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 ba. I will do G flat or F sharp major. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I only used 3 notes, and lots of notes were just repeated. Okay, 3.7. Okay, it's ba 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 ba. Now let's do E flat minor. So that's it. I want you to try these out and I want to know how it goes. One thing that you can do, another tip that I can give you is that if you're just having hard time making things up, you can even just write finger numbers. Let me demonstrate that. Let's say 3.6. We're gonna use that and then we're gonna put finger numbers on it. Let's say 3, 2, and I'll repeat 3, 2, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's also a very good way to just, you know, practice reading music, because in piano music, we do read finger numbers. And then you can just decide what position you're gonna do this on, right? And that's also a great way to just really solidify your 5-finger scales. I'm gonna do D major. Okay, I know what it's gonna sound like, but although I didn't think about like what it's going to sound like. But you don't know what it sounds like, right? So that's a really good way to also explore what happens. You know, music, you have to continuously explore. So, okay, so and that's a very fine melody. And maybe you can do that in a different position. How about E minor? So get used to doing this. There's gonna be another video, and in that video, we're gonna use the 103 resource to work on creating more of a piano music. So I hope you enjoy this lesson. Leave me comments, and good luck, and I will see you in my next video. Hi, this is Kristina. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you like my teaching, please check out my course, Simple and Beautiful Piano for Adult Beginners.